Thanks, David. If you haven't finalized your 4th of July plans just yet, our next guest might have you covered. Joining me now is Trip and Sweet Pea to give us everything you need to know ahead of the Piedmont 4th of July parade. So this has been a long-standing tradition. How long has this been a part of the 4th of July celebrations?
So this is 39th year, started in 1986 when our American Legion post started out there. It was one of their initial things to get going for the community, is to start a parade.
That is really, really fun. And obviously my next question is going to be, why did it start?
Small town fun. There's a lot of people in it. There's a community feeling, small town people around, and it was something to do for the patriotism and Americanism, and kind of help spread the American Legion values to the town, just help celebrate 4th of July.
Yeah, and 4th of July is definitely going to be a blast. Now, if I hear correctly, you guys have a theme for the parade. How do you decide on those?
So we have the kids at Stage Barn Middle School help us out. Every year we take to them and say, you get to pick the theme. And they've done a great job capturing, small town parade values and community and all that stuff. And we really enjoy working with them.
Yeah, and what's this year's theme?
So this one, the theme for this year is veterans, helping veterans and their families.
Yeah, that sounds really, really important. Can you tell me a little bit about how that theme sort of supports the American Legion's values?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we have the American Legion is there to help promote helping out veterans. It's a big part of going to the national and getting support for the money to help the programs for veterans, just help support them. So that's a lot of that. It's a lot of what the American Legion does is that, and also being there for the other veterans, just having a place for somebody to come in and meet and talk to and support, just to be there for somebody if they need it.
Yeah, and community is definitely an important part of those values and building that community. Now, what makes this parade so special?
The thing that makes this parade so special for me, and I think for others, is the small town values and the camaraderie and the friendship of everybody, and then also having the kids out there. Well, you'll see a lot of kids that are chasing candy as the parade flows through town, and so we have some extra volunteers that will be available to make sure the kids stay safe while we have the parade.
And what are you two looking forward to the most from this parade?
The floats, the homemade local groups that make their own floats and the ingenuity to come up with, because we give away trophies for different themes, different things, so there's always people are trying to outdo each other every year for the size of float and their thought process and something they can do to.
Yeah. My favorite part is the cars. Oh. So we have muscle cars and hot rods. They'll be in their own category, and they're going to park in the ballpark right there in the middle of Piedmont after the parade's over, so you can actually walk up and look at them, and don't touch them now.
Yes, it's going to be a ton of fun. Now, what time is the parade, and what time should people expect to get there if they want to go?
So the parade starts at 10, and typically it'll run through town, and it takes about an hour and 15 minutes. I think we did last year with all the floats. So far I've got 42 entries that we're tracking with online registration.
Okay, that's a lot of fun.
To get to town, though, if you're not in town by 9 o'clock, it's hard to find a parking spot, and it's hard to get through town because Piedmont isn't, the two exits. It's hard to get in, so you want to get out, get to town early and get set up and find your spot.
Yes, definitely get there early. Thank you guys so much for joining me here on Good Morning Coda Territory. We'll be right back after a quick break.